What if I told you your biggest competitor isn't another kitchen remodeler, it's your own website? I spent the last 2 weeks analyzing over 100 home remodeling websites across the country, and here's what I found. 90% of home remodelers are actively pushing their customers away, and most of them make 5 deadly mistakes. They're slow, confusing, have zero proof of quality work, can't be found on Google, and it looks like their site was built in 2005. And if your site takes more than 3 seconds to load or doesn't appear when someone searches kitchen remodeler near me, you're losing $150,000 in projects annually. So today I'm revealing the exact framework that turns terrible home remodeler websites into lead generating machines. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what's killing your conversions and precisely how to fix it so that qualified homeowners choose you over your competition. But first, you need to see the 5 deadly mistakes bleeding money from your business right now. And mistake number 3 is so common that even $1 million remodeling companies are guilty of it. Your website gets judged in 3 seconds. That's how long homeowners decide if you're professional enough to handle their $50,000 kitchen transformation. When someone searches kitchen remodeler near me, they're comparing you to every contractor online. An outdated design or a slow website equals an instant back button click, and then they call your competitor instead. I've even looked at 20-year-old companies with exceptional work that lose projects to newer firms due to having a better online presence. And is it unfair? Absolutely, but that's the reality. So let's take a look at 5 things that are stopping homeowners from booking estimates on your site. First is sluggish load speeds. After 3 seconds, if your site hasn't loaded, over 40% of visitors abandon your website before even looking at your portfolio. Second is zero social proof. This is when you have no reviews, before and after galleries, or customer testimonials. And that means that prospects can't even verify your expertise. Third is not being found on Google. When locals or homeowners search for contractors, you're nowhere to be found. Number 4 is confusing navigation. When visitors land on your website, they struggle to find the contact information or are confused about how your services work. And finally, outdated design. Your 2005 era website suggests that your work is as outdated as your website. And if you're not sure if you have any of these 5 things, you can do a quick check. First is to do a speed test. I want you to Google page speed insights and enter your URL. If you have a score below 80 or your site takes more than 3 seconds to load, you're losing customers. Second is a proof audit. I want you to count the genuine customer photos versus stock images. If your images are mostly stock images, then you're losing your credibility. Next, you can do a visibility check. If, for example, you're a kitchen remodeler company, search kitchen remodeler followed by your city on Google. If you're not in the top 5 results, then you're pretty much invisible to homeowners and prospects. Next is a navigation test. Give someone your phone and ask them to search for your contact info on your website. If they can't find your contact info within 10 seconds, then you have a navigation problem. And lastly, make sure to do a mobile review. Does your site load well and look great on smartphones? Now, you're probably wondering, how much is this actually costing my business? Well, the numbers will shock you, and most contractors think they're just missing a few leads. But the reality is more devastating. Most remodeling business owners severely underestimate their website's financial impact. The common thinking is that referrals drive my business anyway. But what they don't realize is that even referrals research your online presence first. When neighbors recommend you, prospects immediately Google your company. An unprofessional website usually means unprofessional work assumption in the prospect's head, which means they never call you and you never knew they existed. Meanwhile, competitors with polished websites are usually the ones that get those $25,000 projects. But let's examine the real cost of these mistakes. Let's say your average kitchen remodel is between $25,000 to $75,000. A contractor with a good website will usually be able to generate 3 to 5 monthly qualified leads. With terrible websites, maybe 1 lead if you're lucky, but that means that you are missing out on potentially 2 to 4 projects per month. Conservative estimate, 2 monthly projects at $30,000 each, monthly loss $60,000, annual loss $720,000. But the damage compounds because lost customers equals competitor customers. And those satisfied competitor customers refer friends to the same competitor. So let's calculate your actual losses. First, calculate your average project value, which would be your last 10 projects divided by 10. Next is to research your competitor performance through Google reviews. 50 plus recent reviews indicate that there's a steady web generated business. Then if we take a look at the market benchmark, that's 3 to 5 leads generated per month on a well optimized website. And then finally, we calculate your lost revenue by multiplying the lead difference with the project value and the last 12 months. Most contractors discover losses of $100,000 to $500,000 annually. So my $150,000 loss estimate is actually pretty conservative. But the good thing is that there's actually a proven system that can fix all these problems. This 5-step framework can transform zero lead websites into prospect generating machines. But the one requirement is to execute everything in order or everything else collapses. So here's what I've learned from looking at at successful remodeling websites. The companies that try to fix everything at once usually fail. They get overwhelmed, nothing gets done right, and they end up back to where they started. The difference is having a proven step-by-step process, but remodeling companies that follow the specific system will completely transform their business. The first thing to do is fix your website speed. If your site loads slowly, nothing else matters because people will leave before they even see your work. Second is to add proof that you do great work. Show off customer reviews, before and after photos, and testimonials from real customers. Third is to make sure people can find you on Google. When someone in your area searches for a kitchen remodeler, you need to show up. Fourth is to make it super easy for people to contact you. They should be able to figure out how to call you and what to do without any confusion. And finally, make sure your website looks modern and works perfectly on phones. Most people are looking at your site on their phone anyways. Here's exactly how to do each of these. To instantly fix your website speed, you can use a tool called TinyPNG to make your photos smaller so that your website loads a lot faster. And if you're using WordPress, you can use something like WP Rocket to speed things up. To add social proof, call your last 20 customers to ask them to write a review or a testimonial. Make sure to start taking professional photos for your before and after work, and put your Google reviews right on your homepage so that people immediately trust you. To get found on Google, you need to claim your Google business profile if you haven't already. You need to also make sure to add your city names to your page titles and make separate website pages for each area that you work in. To make contacting easy, place your number at the top of every page. Make sure to add buttons that say something like "Get Free Estimate" all over your website. And keep your website menu simple with 5 things or less. To modernize your design, you can either hire someone like me or use a modern template that looks professional. And lastly, you need to make sure that your website looks good on mobile because most people are on their phones. I'm going to show you a real example of a remodeling company that's bringing in over $500,000 in projects annually from their website. But here's one thing every successful site has that might surprise you. Website theory means nothing without website examples. When I looked at over 100 remodeling websites, I found the ones that get new customers every week. These are real companies getting real results. When you see what they're doing differently, you'll understand exactly why they're crushing it and others are barely getting noticed. First, they're lightning fast. These sites load in under 2 seconds whether you're on a computer or on your phone. Second, they have amazing photo galleries. Professional before and after pictures organized by the type of room they remodeled. Third, they show real customer reviews. Not just anonymous quotes, but actual customers with their names and photos. Fourth, they make it super easy to contact them. Phone numbers right at the top and get free estimate buttons everywhere. Fifth, they put their Google reviews front and center. You see those 5-star ratings and recent reviews the second you land on their homepage. And sixth, they work perfectly on phones. Everything looks great and functions smoothly on mobile. But the thing that surprises me is that most of these successful websites have a simple, clean design. No crazy animations or complicated layouts. Just a clean, professional presentation that lets their work do the talking. And here's what you should notice when you are looking at successful competitor websites. Look at their homepage first. Notice how they immediately show their best work and make it easy to contact them. Check out their photo galleries. See how they organize their pictures, include the details of every project. Read their customer reviews. Notice they include customer photos and the specific details about the work they did. Test their sites on your phone and see how easy it is to find and contact them. Look at their contact page. Notice how clear they make it to reach them and what areas they work in. But now you know what is broken and how to fix it. And I know that this might feel like a lot to tackle, but you don't have to do everything at once. Just start with the basics. Make sure that your phone number is easy to find. Speed up your website and make sure to get some real customer photos up there. Those simple changes can start bringing you leads within weeks. Your website should be working for you 24/7, bringing in qualified homeowners while you're out on your job sites or sleeping at home. The exact system that separates remodeling companies that get 0 customers from their website to ones that are bringing over $500,000 in projects per year. You now know the 5 deadly mistakes that are costing you $150,000 or more annually, but more importantly, you know exactly how to fix every single problem. Remember what I said in the beginning, your biggest competitor isn't another contractor, it's your own website. Well, now you have everything you need to turn your website from your biggest problem into your most powerful business tool. Like I said again, if this feels overwhelming, don't worry, just start with the simple fixes. Those basic changes can start bringing you leads within days. And if you're a kitchen remodeling company that wants to transform your website into a customer generating machine, but don't want the headache of figuring this all out yourself, I'd love to help you out. I work with select remodeling companies to build websites that bring in consistent, qualified homeowners that are ready to invest in their dream kitchen and bathroom. And that way you can focus on what you do best, creating beautiful spaces that transforms people's homes. And if you want me to take a personal look at your current website that's stopping you from getting those leads, then drop the word website in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.